What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well. So today I will be playing the 2021 MXGP of Russia, and I'm about to get slated for the pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's Orlyonok or Orlyonok. I'm sure someone can break it down for me in the comments please. This is another release by JV. If anybody watched my last JV track on Udavella, it's just, he makes such good work, and I can already see just on the surface things here that this track just looks absolutely stunning. And I think before I do any riding, I'm going to hop in the replay real quick and just have a quick fly around so you can see the level of detail that we've got going in on this track. Let me zoom right out for a second. Just look how beautiful this looks. I know YouTube will decompress it a little bit, but all these custom models, like even off track here, like you're never going to see any of this when you're riding around. And you come down here, he's got custom tents, he's got all sorts going on. Like if I look from here, this doesn't look like MX Bikes. This could be a milestone game. Like there's so much thought gone into this scenery as well. And I have done a lap or two prior to this. And the best thing I love, it's pretty sad. I love this. Like just putting knocked over stakes in the middle of the track is and just the tear offs everywhere. The attention to detail is nuts. I don't want to know how many months this took him to put together. I know that he watches a couple of these videos. So JV, thank you for contributing to this community. You really do hold the standards high, and I feel bad for anybody else that tries or that has to release a track around or after you. So I'm going to do a couple laps here. I'm going to start off in third person because I've noticed quite a few people asking for some third person videos recently. I don't do it in proper races just because I feel like I'm faster in first, so I want to give myself the best chance possible. But when we're just messing around on tracks like this, there's no reason I can't do thirds for a little bit. And I'll do 1 or 2 laps in third, and then I'll switch to first person after that. So as you can see from these first couple corners, quite a rough track. It does have the Udavella vibe of being one of the more difficult tracks. In regards to real life, when I was watching the actual race on this, I think it replicates it really well. The real life race I thought was so one-lined and dry and slippery. I'm not sure how much you can do as a track maker with the traction on this game. But as far as the lines go, I think it's really impressive. Oh, there seem to be like one really deep inside rut. You could go to the outside if you wanted, but it looked like it wasn't too beneficial for the riders. One thing I've been trying to do is jump this inside here and downside in this first roller. I'll try and do that in a lap or two's time as well. It's just everything, like how the track looks, the decals look nuts. It actually rides very well. When you, it's one of those, you got to take your time on it a little bit. You got to pick your lines quite well, make sure you enter and exit smoothly. If you try and go too fast, then you're just going to go over the rut and kill yourself. And I haven't had the glitch that you seem to get on some of the like rougher tracks in this game, where if you go over a rut, your game just instantly crashes. So that's nice, that hasn't happened yet. Watch me probably jinx myself here. And I remember there was quite a few crashes on that tabletop there in real life, in the actual race, because the track was so slippery, and it's like an off-camber turn as well. And then people's wheels are just washing out from under them on the face of the jump. But I feel like I might be a broken record when he's going to keep releasing tracks. I'm just going to say each one is just beautiful and is such a good replica. And I'm actually very, very shocked how well this roughness works in the game. I don't know if it's just because I'm a bit more experienced at the game now, so I know how to make the bike do what I want. Oh, that rut's really nice to get into. But I feel like some of the rough on these tracks can just really upset the bike, and it just doesn't go where you want it to go. But I feel like this is just the perfect amount, and it as I say, it does give me the same vibes as Udavella, where if you do want that challenge, then it is the track to ride. If you just want a bit of an easier track, you're better off sticking to your forests or your walnut or Farm 14 and tracks like that. By no means is this like a pro-only track. I think if you're newer to these games, once you've got the basics down of how to turn without falling over, your braking's all sorted, these are the perfect tracks for you to take your time on and really develop and be better at the game as well. I'm quite in awe really. Well, one thing I'm shocked by is when I played on Udavella a while back, I've got exactly the same graphics settings as I have on now, and my game was really struggling. I noticed the frame drop, but this track seems fine, and I don't know if maybe he's got lower poly models and such in here, Or maybe if there's just less shrubbery. I noticed there was loads and loads of trees. I know there's lots here, but there's loads of bushes and things like that. But it does seem to be easier on the PC. I'm not sure how the YouTube compression does. When you zoom in, look out like the detail on these banners with like you can tell they're corrugated cardboard and they've got the creases and everything. It's just ridiculous. Attention to detail. What camera angle am I in? Right, the second one. Yeah, let me do a lap or two in this first-person camera as well. I haven't actually done that yet on this track. I've done third the entire way, so it'll be interesting because I think first-person it's a bit harder to spot your entrance points into some of the corners. I think at least. But one thing that I've always been better in first... Oh god, survive! Oh, there we go. I've been better at in first is not washing the front end as much in the corners. I don't know what it is about third, maybe I'm just not aware of how far over I'm leaning. But that does seem to be my common fault in third person is washing the front end when trying to go fast. It's like those braking into there, you just want to slam on the brakes and rail the rut, but you've got to be so tentative and really take your time and pick your lines better. This is the most open corner on the track that you can just keep that one pinned there on a 250. Of course, I've not ridden this on a 450. I feel like with the track scaling at least, the 450 will probably be a bit overkill. So as I say, I'm having to scrub a lot of the jumps here on the 250. Oh, bring it back, bring it back. Nope. Oh, dead. Alright. Yeah, some of the jumps on this track I'm scrubbing on the 250, so I feel like a 450 will just be overkill. But I think this is because this is more of a one-to-one replica of real life. I know a lot of tracks in games tend to be overscaled to fit the game's physics more. But I myself, I enjoy these one-to-one. Dead. I enjoy these one-to-one replicas. I'll just wait for it. No, fuck it. I'm turning around. I'm going to try and hit this double in. I'm determined. I just need to try and sort my line out going into it. Let's shoot over here so I'll get a proper run up. Right, let's try again. So inside, what gear am I in? Second. I'll probably want about third. Hug the left and cut across. Yeet. Oh, barely. Nice. So I know in real life there was multiple lines through that section at least. Probably about the only section where there was. One thing I would advise doing if you haven't done so already is after you've played this track, go and give Tim Geisler's GoPro a watch, because GoPro've got a video up of this round as well. You'll just see how the track is in comparison to that. I'm glad that those sort of videos exist, because I almost guarantee that JV used that as like reference material as well. God knows how you get the actual height maps and things for this. The elevation's pretty nuts. Obviously I've never been to the track in person myself, but from what I have seen on the actual races compared to this, the elevation looks spot on as well. And it's all around quite a difficult track. There's a lot of parts where you have to check up for and just time right. One thing I'm wondering is maybe on a 450 if you can yeet down this hill, launch this and land on top of this jump right here. I tried it on a 250 on one of my practice laps and landed about here, so I was quite a ways off. Saying that, didn't actually rail all the way around the outside of this corner here. I kind of cut to the inside, so I'm going to spin around and see if we get anywhere near it. I feel like there'll be someone in the comments straight will be like, yeah, easy, I can do that. So let's have a look. What, good landing? Yeet. Oh, I'd say that was closer than I have been. I'll tell you what, 450, I reckon you've got that. That'll be the hotline if there's any actual proper events on this races, which I hope there will be. I know it's not, these tracks aren't commonly used because they're not the most new person friendly, so a lot of people don't tend to like racing them, but we done one as like a fun 125 race in Udavella for part of the EMS European Masters Series, and it was really fun. Like myself and a couple of people said it was the best race they've ever had, because there's actually like a skill gap. I know a lot of the tracks they tend to limit how fast you can actually be, because it tends to be flat out everywhere. Oh god, rip. So a lot of the time it just ends up being, oh come on, get me out. There we go. It tends to end up being the person who crashes the least will just win, because everyone's going the same speed. Whereas on a track like this, where you can really separate yourself from other people, I feel like there's so much room for like, time improvement around these tracks. It just makes the racing all round better as well. And the fact that the track is a little bit sketchy at times, where you have to stop and think about what you're doing rather than just holding down the right trigger and hoping everything will be fine. It just makes the racing better, in my opinion, at least. I know everyone's different. Some people like just playing the game without having to think about it too much. I myself prefer a bit of a challenge, which is why you'll see yesterday's video actually. I done that world record enduro lap time, and it's just because it's a challenge, like trying to memorise a track, a 7-minute long track, and go as fast as you can and try and be perfect for 7 minutes. Especially when it's like huge uphills, and you know how this game handles uphills sometimes. Like the bike will just swap out, and you've got to be so precise. I love that. I love challenging myself on things like that as well. And Enduro, I think as well, is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself on this game and other motorbike games that have Enduro. Just for really learning the game's physics and making you better all around. It's something that I used to play a lot in my early MX Simulator days, which yeah, just helped me get really good at that game as well. And I've noticed that a lot of my low speed stuff has improved since I've started doing more Enduro. And one thing I am going to do, maybe not super soon, but in the coming weeks, I'm going to revisit the Krakenberg track, the long hour and 10-minute so track. Oh, that track doesn't go that way. I'm going to turn around just so I don't miss it. Just that, like, is it sad that I really like the little plastic chairs just being there? I feel like that is sad, but it's just those little details that I love. Yeah, as I say, I'm going to go back to those, or to that Krakenberg track, and just try and do better at it. Now I've played a bit of Enduro, I know how to handle some of the steep uphills a bit better, and I've actually got the Enduro bikes now, which a lot of people was flaming me for, so I wasn't using the Enduro bikes on the Enduro track, so I apologise. I'm part of the Enduro scene now, and I really enjoy it. It's probably the most fun I've had on this game so far, to be honest. Probably same in real life. I actually really enjoy doing Enduros. Don't do them very much in real life, just because there's not that many on around me, so I take what I can get. But yeah, if you haven't tried Enduros properly, do it. It'll make you all around a better rider. Same as tracks like this, it'll make you better all round. And like I say, thank you again, JV, for putting time into this and not rushing it and just getting out of track for the sake of it. I'm very, very excited to see what else you're coming up with, because I know for a fact there'll be something in the works. Yeah, you strike me as the kind of guy that will just keep going and going and going and putting out good stuff. And they do say everyone's got that one special little talent, and I think you've found yours in this. So very, very happy to have the privilege of riding these tracks. And when you take into account how small the bikes community is compared to games like Sim, and I don't know about the reflex community, I've never dabbled in it too much. It's quite rare that you get such good content creators in games like these, so you just have to appreciate them while you can. So I would also say go and leave some kind words on the download page for this track as well. I don't know if JV has a YouTube, but I will do a little bit of digging before I post this video just to see, and if so I'll link him down below as well. I know he has got a YouTube channel. I don't know if he makes videos as such, but I will link them if he does. And yeah, I think that will do it for this. Hopefully you've had a good look at the tracks and what it's all about. It's, again, I'm going to say this every time you release a track, it's going to be in like my top 10 favourite tracks of all time. Maybe that's a video idea in itself, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. No, it doesn't hurt. You can always change your mind later if you're not a huge fan. I'm starting to mix things up a little bit on the content side of things. I've got a my MTX Moto Tracks full playthrough that I'm going through now. As I'm glitching into this wall, please get out. God, hang on. Yeah, MTX Moto Tracks full playthrough, which I have currently got the second episode posted for tomorrow, if you're watching this on the day it's released. And I'm really, really enjoying that so far as well. It's so fun, just mixing things up a little bit, and that game was my childhood, so I'd advise giving that a watch as well. It's good fun. But yeah, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below any of your thoughts on this video, what you'd like to see in the future from me, and have a lovely day, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Until I catch you guys next time,